Michael.
Hello, Jordan. Thank you so much for taking time to chat with me. Sorry, I've got to say, I'm a huge fan of the show, and I love how your character, Dr. Jordan, is evolving in the show's storyline thus far. I understand you finished filming the second season of the show now, is that right?
That is correct. Yeah, we finished right before Christmas.
Wow. So you just now getting to see the fruits of your labor actually show up on screen.
Yeah, exactly. It feels like so long ago that we shot the beginning of the season, but it's cool to see it on the screen.
And kind of what can we expect from this latest visit to the Helix verse?
It was awesome. Both seasons have been wonderful. We have an amazing cast. One of the best crews I've ever worked with. And it's a lot of fun shooting the show. I mean, getting to go to work every day and work with these wonderful people makes it a lot of fun. I think this season is definitely a lot darker and edgier. So hopefully the fans will like that. And we shot in a completely new setting this year.
Yes.
Last year we shot entirely in studio, and this year we shot entirely on location at this old monastery just outside of Montreal.
Well, no, I'm definitely enjoying it. One thing that I like is after seeing your character in the first season, you sort of had what I've been referring to as a triangular affair with Alan and then medically with Julia, his ex-wife. And it looks like the new character of Kyle Summer, Matt Long's character, has a thing for Sarah. Is that destined to go anywhere? And what's it like working with him as a new kid on the block?
Matt Long, who plays Dr. Summer, is amazing to work with. I'm so happy that he's joined our Helix family. And him and Kyle and Sarah have a really interesting dynamic. I think he brings a lot of humor and lightness to the show.
Yes.
And he knows how to push Sarah's buttons, which is pretty funny. And he's so great to work with. And his character is really phenomenal, so keep watching and wait to see what happens with him.
Oh, fantastic. I know I like him so far. I like the interaction between you two, most definitely.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, it works out really, really well. Now, in season 1, your character appeared to be primarily there as the love interest initially, and then she moved out of that realm really quite quickly. How happy were you about that?
I was pretty happy about that. I think one of the great things about this show is that they created 2 phenomenal female characters with Julia and Sarah.
Yes.
And I feel so fortunate to get to play a character like her who is accomplished and, educated and smart. And I love that, I had somewhere to go this year. Sarah's completely different this year. She was, as you said, she evolved a lot.
Yes.
Over last season, and even more so in the interim between the first and second season. So that's really cool to get to play that evolution and not kind of go back to play the same character as season 1. She's had a lot of growth, and the writers have done a good job with that.
Yes, I definitely agree. I mean, such a positive female model is just brilliant. You're pregnant, presumably from the result of the one-night stand that you and Alan had. And now you have this immortality gene or whatever it is that you got from Julia. Are you going to be pregnant the entire second season?
I can't say that, but I can say that Sarah and her pregnancy is a huge, huge theme this year. And it's going to get very dark. But it was a lot of. No, I can't say that. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out what exactly I can say. I can just say that Sarah's pregnancy is a huge theme this year.
Right. And can I ask this? I don't know if you can tell me or not, or if I'm completely barking up the wrong tree altogether, but is this whole thing sort of a connection back to season 1 and that very young villain towards the end of the last season? Is that all connected somehow?
Oh, the side?
Yes.
The assassin?
Yes.
I don't know. I can't say, but I think it's cool that you're coming up with theories.
Well, it just begged the question to me. The minute I found out, I thought, because I've been trying to read all the connections in, and I absolutely love the direction it's going. Because I was a bit disappointed at first because I thought Alan Farragut wasn't coming back, and then realized that indeed he was coming back, and was absolutely tickled to death to see that a lot of the old gang had reappeared. I know it's quite early days with season 2 just starting to air on Sci-Fi, but has Helix been given the nod for another season?
We don't know yet, and I can honestly say that we're waiting to find out, and hopefully, I think as soon as they know, they'll put it out there. But hopefully we get another season, because it's a really great team, such a great cast and crew. And yeah, so hopefully we get another season, so keep watching.
No, definitely will. I definitely agree with everything you just said, because I think everybody works really well. Just looking on your work in particular, you've recently, I say recently, as in within the last year, completed work on a couple of other projects. One short feature, 10 Speed, which you directed, wrote, edited, and starred in, and Milwaukee, which you co-wrote. Before I ask about the other two projects, are there any other further self-generated or self-created projects you've got coming up?
There are, definitely. There's a couple. I'm planning to hopefully direct my first feature in the next year or two. I just finished the script, and it's a really... I love this story, and I think that I'm ready to direct it. I've directed 2 short films now.
Yes.
My first one in 2013 called Layover, which played at the Toronto International Film Festival.
Oh, brilliant.
And 10 Speed, which we just found out is playing at the Cinequest Film Festival in San Jose at the end of February.
Oh, brilliant.
And Milwaukee is actually also playing at Cinequest, so that's going to be a fun film festival to go to.
Fantastic.
But after directing 2 short films and producing a feature, I think I'm ready to direct my first feature, so hopefully in the next 2 years you'll be seeing that.
Fantastic. Have we got any dates for the film festival, for the other 2 projects?
Yes, the film festival is it's in San Jose, California.
Yeah.
And Milwaukee will be playing on the opening weekend, which is February 27th, Friday night at 7 p.m. And 10 Speed will be playing the following day on Saturday at 9:30 p.m., and that's February 28th.
Fantastic stuff. Is there any plans for Milwaukee, since I'm gathering that is a feature-length film? Is there any plans after it finishes running the festival circuit of being brought out on a limited or a broader release?
Absolutely. We're doing the film festival circuit right now, but it shouldn't be too long before it's released and people can see it. It's a really awesome movie. I made it with 5 of my really, really good friends, and we just decided that we wanted to make a movie, and we raised all the money independently and shot the movie, wrote the script together, shot the movie in 9 days, and
wow.
It's a really, it was a challenge, but probably the most rewarding project that I've ever worked on. I'm super proud of it, and I'm excited to share it with the world, so hopefully we'll be able to give it out to people in the next couple of months.
Oh, hopefully so. I'm a huge fan of indie films, and especially ones that are low budget or lower budget, and are managed to be put together in literally a matter of days. Some of the most fantastic films I've seen have all been done under 2 weeks, and I really, literally can't wait to see how that looks when it comes out. So
I love indie filmmaking as well, and so I think that something special happens when you don't have a lot of money and you have to be resourceful with what you do have. It really inspires creativity, and it's amazing what you can do now with technology. It's really kind of changing filmmaking, and it's creating this new wave of filmmaking that we're seeing in the indie world, which is super inspiring as a filmmaker, but also really cool as an audience member.
Yeah, because the look of indie films are with all these new digital cameras like Red and Canon coming up with their version of Red and everything, they look spectacular. For working on, just really quickly, do you prefer doing your self-generated, or would you rather combine the two?
I like both. I don't think that I could. The indie grind is, as much as I love it, it's tough. Like when we were making Milwaukee, I was sleeping. We wrote the script in 2 weeks, and then within a week after that, we had a week of pre-production, and then we were shooting within a week after that.
Yeah.
So I think in that month, I probably slept a total of 12 hours.
Wow.
So it takes a toll when you're making movies like that, and it's exciting and it's adrenaline pumping, but I can't do it 365 days out of the year. So I like the balance. I like doing both. And there's pros and cons to both, but I think if you can keep a balance between doing the indie stuff and the bigger budget stuff, then you can have a pretty good life.
Absolutely brilliant stuff. Because I've noticed just looking, because the first thing I do before I talk to anyone is I rush over to IMDb and pull up the bits and pieces, and you've got really a very practical experience level. In one feature, you've got a credit in the sound department as a boom operator for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, that was a good friend of mine, Brittany Allen, wanted to make a short film, and I'm fortunate enough to have this great community of people in LA who, just want to be a part of filmmaking. And, Brittany said she was making this short. I said I wanted to help out, learned how to, operate and mix and in a very kind of basic way. And helped her out with that project. So it's really cool and inspiring to watch your friends just kind of make something with no money, but just because they're hungry to make something and have something that they want to say through film.
Exactly. That creative spirit is so compelling and so much fun to be around and be involved with.
And you feel like a family when you're on set, and I think that's one thing I love the most about film.
And just really quickly, this going back to 2012, when you worked on House at the End of the Street, which I adored as a film, did you get a chance to do anything with Jennifer Lawrence at all, or meet up with her at all?
I did, yeah. It's funny. We shot that movie so long ago. I think we shot it in 2000. We shot it before she went and did X-Men, because she was prepping for that role. She is obviously incredibly talented, and I think when I worked with her, she was only 19.
Yes.
But, she has more confidence in her pinky finger than I did in my entire body at that time.
Yeah.
But she's phenomenal. I did get to work with her a little bit. We had this scene where she comes into the room and I pop out and I grab her.
Yes.
And, I was super timid and because, she's the star of the film. I didn't want to hurt her. Yes. But she was very blunt and forward with me. She was like, you go for it. Like, don't hold back. We want it to look good. So I went for it, and she was like, wow, you're a lot stronger than you look. But she was great, and it was nice to work with her in that little bit.
I will just thank you so much for having a chat with me.
Thank you so much